Hi-ho there, my lovies. Welcome back to Crazy But Not Dangerous. I'm bumping into stuff. I'm Shorty Vaughn. And, you know, it's another day of our holiday preparations. It's a very shorty Christmas. Yay, hooray. Tonight I'm going to be making, yeah, it's nighttime. It's dark 30. It's after my bedtime. I promised baby sister that I would make her my mom's buttery St. Louis gooey cake to take for potluck tomorrow to her office. So I've got to get hopping on this because it's super simple recipe. No fuss, no muss, no hassle. In fact, we're going to use one bowl and we're going to use one casserole dish, one baking dish. That's it. And all of my ingredients are pretty much already assembled. All of my ingredients can be purchased over at the Dollar Tree. That's my favorite. You know, I had to go over and say howdy to all my lovies. So let's not dilly-dally around. Get down to it. Let's go, baby. Let's start off, and we'll turn my oven on to 350 degrees. No more, no less. I know I like to cook at 100 or 400. I like to cook at 400, but you know, when you're baking, you've got to follow the directions. I've got a 9x13 casserole dish, and we are going to start off by giving it a little grease up. And I saved my butter wrappers in this little plastic bag just for this purpose. Yeah, it's got some butter on it, and that's going to go ahead and grease my pan, give this an extra good buttery taste. And there's plenty of butter still left on these little wrappers. I just use them up and then, you know, throw them away afterwards. Waste not, want not, you know, all the stuff. What did I do today? Well, I did dishes, laundry, and trash, just like always. I spent 15 minutes out in the garden. I was really, really tired, so I took a long nap, talked on the phone to a couple of friends. That's all greased up. I made sure to get all the corners and everything. Talked on the phone to a couple of friends, and, you know, just some of this, some of that, what have you. We had Big Mac salads for dinner. They were good. I'll link the video up here. Let's grab a spoon. None of those feel lucky. Let's grab the lucky one. So I have this cake mix, got it over at my dollar store. It is just your typical, you know, Betty Crocker cake mix, yellow. It's a yellow cake mix. I think this works best with the yellow cake mix. Should have got Pillsbury, because I'm not sure what the Doughboy thinks about a yellow Betty Crocker cake mix. I hope he's not mad about it. Next time, Doughboy. That's the Doughboy. Yeah, there he is. There he is. He's my little friend. Andrew bought this for me years ago at this little antique store, this little variety shop. I just love him, and he doesn't make a noise or anything. So when I'm playing with him, I poke Andrew in the belly, and he goes, hee hee. And it just, you know, it hasn't gotten old in all these years. I just think he's precious. Both of them, the Doughboy and Andrew. Okay, so it's just a 15.5 ounce yellow cake mix. And I'm just going to put that right in here. That's it. I have 1 stick of melted butter. Now my Dollar Tree has started selling a stick of butter for $1.25, or you could get 2 sticks of, you know, butter flavored margarine. Honestly, my mother used both of them interchangeably. Whatever she had, whatever was on sale, and it was always delicious. I'm not going to say no to some butter flavored margarine, because I have seen some really high prices over at the grocery store on butter. So, you know, needs must. You know, you want to make this, you want to make it with butter flavored margarine, have at it. Treat yourself. Shoot the moon. We all have to do what we have to do in this day and age because, Lord's mercy, prices aren't getting any better. I've got large eggs, and I'm going to put 2 in here, and this is going to make our crust. 1 and 2, and I am lucky enough that my Dollar Tree has a pretty good refrigerator section. They always have eggs. Usually they are medium eggs. So if I was using medium eggs, I would probably go ahead and try for 3 eggs. And I'm just going to go ahead. This doesn't really require any electrical appliances. This is easy enough to just stir it with a spoon. And I am grateful that that stove is heating up because I am cold tonight. It is like 46 degrees. And I know for a lot of you, you think that that's warm, and I'm a wuss. And I'll have to admit, I am a wuss. I live in Arizona. I'm used to 110 or better. 46 feels like I'm freezing to death. It's not 46 in the house. It's only like 68 degrees in here. Not quite cold enough to turn on the heat, but you know, I needed a little sweater tonight. Try not to get it all dirty. Fingers crossed, because you know me, I'm accident prone. Anyhow, this makes a very thick batter, and we're just going to stir it until we've got all that cake mix incorporated in here. This is going to be your crust, and it's not going to look like much. I'll be the first person to admit it. You're thinking to yourself, I don't know how that's going to work. But honestly, really and truly, it will work. Let's go ahead and get that into our baking dish over here. It's very thick, and we are just going to do our best to evenly distribute that all over the bottom of this baking dish. It'll be fine, I promise. Absolutely. So, we're going to need a spatula. Yep, no doubt about it. I keep saying that I'm going to clean that drawer out, and I just never do. And honestly, it's a wreck, and I can usually open up and find exactly what it is that I'm looking for. Most times, more often than not. That's all that matters. Did you do anything fun or exciting today? Let me know. Let me know down below. Did you do anything old and boring? Let me know that too. Inquiring minds want to know, baby. So, like I said, this forms the crust, and a little bit of magic happens in this. We're going to pack this all down, spread it as evenly as possible, and it will look thin, and we're not worrying about it. It's going to be fine. It's going to be just fine. And get that into all the corners. And get that as equally distributed as possible. Andrew's still working out in his shop. He's out there tonight. He's got a little space heater going. Melissa's out doing errands and chores and what have you, and all those holiday preparations and running around. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. So I wasn't sure that we were doing anything for the holiday, because at Thanksgiving, when we were at my sister Jackie's house, I was asking everybody what they wanted to do for December family dinner. And everybody was hemming and hawing about, oh no, we've got plans, but we're not sure what we're doing. We'll get back to you with a date and time. And so really and truly, I honestly thought it was just going to be like Andrew and I here at the house all by ourselves. And I'm going to make one of those prime rib roasts that I got on sale last year. Remember last year, I bought those beautiful prime rib roasts like $4.95 per pound over at the Albertsons right after New Year's. And I remember I said, if anything happens, this will feel like a Christmas miracle because we will have a beautiful beef roast, a beautiful prime rib beef roast for Christmas dinner. Anyhow, I thought, well, heck, we'd make one of those up, and some asparagus maybe, and maybe make like a little artichoke kind of a dip, and all the hors d'oeuvres, and green bean casserole maybe. That sounded good to me. Just do it upright for the two of us. Well, I plan, and it's just a big joke because, okay, so I haven't gotten any kind of feedback from any of my other family, but my little niece Cookie and her boyfriend, they are precious, and I just adore them. Anyhow, they got back from their vacation, and they had been to see his parents, and he let me know that his parents are coming in for Christmas, and they wanted to meet us and what have you. And so now I'm having a holiday open house because I couldn't get anybody nailed down for a time or a date. So you know what? Doing what I want to do. Gonna have holiday open house on the 25th, and they can just come and go as they please. Anyhow, they're gonna have their morning Christmas celebration over at Cookie's house with her soon-to-be in-laws, and then they're going to come over here, and we are going to eat like fat cats. And you say, oh, are you going to make the prime rib? Well, no, baby, I'm not making the prime rib because they have a specialized diet, and I have a specialized diet. So, yeah, we're going to have Mexican food because it's going to be low-carb, low-calorie, diabetic-friendly, dairy-free, gluten-free, and also meat-free, but not taste-free. So it's a challenge. When I'm sitting there and I'm racking my brain and, I'm kind of hyperventilating a little bit about how do I accommodate all these people? And Mexican food. Mexican food is going to be the way to go because you can have corn tortillas. Those are dairy-free, gluten-free, relatively carb-healthy. Yeah, all those things. Not too many, but, I can fit it in. And then, meat-free. And I'm thinking some Beyond Burger and dairy-free. I'm thinking some VO Life cheese. Now, this is not sponsored, but I got a free package of VO Life cheese. And it's a vegan-friendly cheese over at my Albertsons for free. And it was the smoked provolone. And it was fantastic. I served it to Andrew on a ham sandwich, and he did not know the difference between that and oh, my sandwich is good. And I'm just over there, you're eating vegan cheese, but I did not tell him until we had finished the whole package, and I said, how'd you like that smoked provolone? He said, oh, yeah, that was good. And guess what? That was vegan cheese. It's a lot better than it used to be. Yeah, a long time ago, I dated this poor guy. God bless him. His name was Dave. Anyhow, he was gluten-free and dairy-free and meat-free and what have you before it was a thing. This was in the very early 90s. And I was in college, and, he was an artist, and anyhow, it was during that kind of a period of time. You sometimes date. He was a little unusual. Anyhow, we would go out to dinner, and we would always go to Mexican food restaurants. Oh, thank you, oven. It heated up. Yay, hooray. We would always go to Mexican food restaurants because they could always accommodate him, and he would pull out this soy cheese-like product out of his jacket pocket, and he would ask the waiter if his food could be made with that cheese. And he always ordered nachos, always. But it didn't melt. This vegan cheese back then did not melt at all. And he would tell them, it's not going to melt, but it will heat up and it will be entirely delightful, and I will, tip you accordingly. Anyhow, the waiter would walk off with this package of cheese, like, who walks around with cheese in their pockets? Anyhow, you know, it was a weird little, you know, affair, a love affair, you know, that kind of thing. It was way before I met Andrew, and he was out there. He was kind of, yeah, he was out there. God bless him. I don't know what he's doing now, but I hope it's fantastic. All right, got this all in the bottom of my pan. I've got it smushed down just about as equally as I can do it. I'm not that worried about it because, you know, I'm not that particular. So that's the first step. Let's move on. Okay, I'm still using this bowl. It's the same one that I mixed um, the crust into, and I'm not worried about that one bit because today I'm tired, and I'm not. All those dishes I already did those today, and I've got to put them away. So I don't want a whole lot more. I've got a package of the cream cheese spread that I get over at the Dollar Tree. I'm gonna go ahead and just put that right on in there. I opened it up before I got on YouTube video today, so you wouldn't have to see me on the struggle bus. Nobody likes that. That's no fun. Those packages are the pits. Yeah, completely. This is at room temperature for ease of stirring. Thank goodness. Hooray. Now I am going to go ahead and add 2 more eggs to this side. So if you bought a 12-pack of eggs over at the Dollar Tree, you're probably going to use about 6 out of the 12. Still a bargain. Still worth it. All right, here we go. Putting my little mess over here. I've got a little pile of debris, and then I'm going to just, you know, get the garbage can out. Just sweep it all in there. Sanitize the counters. Not going, yeah, it's going to be fine. Absolutely. I need a little towel, though. Need a little towel. Okay. All right. I have some powdered sugar here, and I have 1/2 cup scoop measure, and we are going to need 4 cups of powdered sugar. So that's going to be about 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. I always have to count or I will lose track. I'm going to go ahead and work this cream cheese, this egg, and this powdered sugar together. Oh, I'm missing an important ingredient. Lord have mercy. I forgot the vanilla. All right, give it a good shake up. And this one I am going to just measure with my heart. Maybe that's a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. You know, do what you feel. You could also use like a lemon juice or a lemon extract in here. That would be fantastic. Anyhow, you just want these well incorporated. You can absolutely do this in your stand mixer. You could absolutely do this with a hand mixer. You could get the kids involved. You might need a little bit more powdered sugar if the kids are helping out. But bringing that cream cheese, bringing that cream cheese to room temperature really will make it more pliable, and you're able to get that consistently mixed up. If your powdered sugar is extra lumpy or something, you know, go ahead, get Grandma's sieve out, Go ahead and give it a little sift up. It'll be fine. No worries. This wasn't too bad. And it's coming together here pretty darn quick. PDQ. Ooh, and that stove feels good. I'm going to stand by it and stay a little bit warmer. I have a friend, and she likes to bake a small batch of cookies all the time to heat up her house and make it smell fantastic. I think that's a good policy. All right, we're almost there. It's almost together. Just want that cream cheese creamy. Want that powdered sugar and that egg and that vanilla all mixed in there really good. Gonna give this a couple more stirs. Alrighty. Well, it took about 5 minutes of stirring, and even when I use the KitchenAid or the hand mixer, I still have a few little lumps in there. I'm not worried about it too much. It's kind of the consistency of a pancake batter. And those little lumps will melt just fine in the oven, and you will never even know that they are there. So we've got our prepared crust. That was the cake mix, the butter, the egg. And now we're just going to pour this cream cheese, sugar, vanilla mixture right over top. Now what will happen when we put this in the oven, that cake layer at the bottom, the crust, is actually going to rise up around the edges and form like the sides of a pie almost. Then you're going to have this rich, creamy, delicious, sugary filling in the middle. Absolutely. You may find that your filling sinks a little bit when you take it out of the oven. Don't worry about it. That dip is normal and natural. It will be just fine. Nothing to be concerned about. And I will just go ahead and spread this over the top, edge to edge, corner to corner, because that cake mix will still rise up, pushing that delicious creamy mix right into the middle. Yay, hooray. Let's see here. Try to get as much of this in there as possible because we don't want to miss a thing. There we go. Perfect. And honestly, reusing that bowl isn't gonna hurt a bit because they're in the same dish to bake anyhow. A little bit of that crust, it'll just sink right to the bottom. No sweat. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this into my preheated 350-degree oven. Yay, hooray. Now I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my mess, get my 2 dishes done, and I'm gonna drink the other half of my cup of coffee. So I get 1 cup of coffee every single day, and I drink half in the morning, and then I save the rest for nighttime. And I'm gonna drink the rest of my coffee and take a little break. This is going to cook for 45 minutes. So bring it back in 45 minutes and I'll show you what it looks like. I am super excited about my little niece Cookie and meeting her future in-laws. I can hardly wait. I am really anxious for Christmas. I just am having the best holiday season. It's so nice to have Melissa here at the house with me and people coming and going and all of you, my YouTube lovies. And it's the first time that I've really been off work for the holidays. Usually it is at the hotel, one of the busiest times of the year. Once we get to November, it would be, full houses every night and flipping the house every day for a new set of guests and the hustle and bustle and what have you. This is the first time that I've really had an opportunity to enjoy it. And we've had hot chocolate and we've watched Christmas movies. And anyhow, on Christmas, we're going to do this little activity. So I love Twas the Night Before. Twas the Night Before Christmas poem. It's just one of my favorites. So I'm gonna read, and then everybody in the group is going to get to make a sound effect. So find something around the house that is representative of your sound effect. I'll be reading, and then when we get to you, then I'll point to you, and you can crinkle your paper or tap on, a little can or something like that. It's like a treasure hunt, like a scavenger hunt. You have to find something in this house that represents your sound effects. There was such a clatter. Find something that you think makes a clatter, and that's your sound effect. And anyhow, I think that's going to be great fun. I thought that would be interesting, and then I would also get to read one of my favorite poems. Do y'all have a Christmas activity that you like to do? Let me know down below. Anyhow, just getting cleaned up. Got my spray. Oh, I've got Mrs. Meyer's radish. And this is my absolute favorite Mrs. Meyer scent. And I don't use it every single day. It's just like one of those little special things. If I'm doing a little extra cleanup or a little late night cleanup, that way it'll smell great still in the morning. It'll smell like gooey cake. It'll smell like a little bit of Mrs. Meyer's radish. And I don't know that it really smells like a radish, but it does have a great clean scent. And every once in a while, I treat myself to one of these. All right, my lovies, we're still waiting on the cake. 45 minutes seems like it takes forever sometimes. But in the meantime, got a classic TV trivia question for you. On Happy Days, what were Richie's friends' names? Yeah, his two best buds, the one he was always getting in trouble with. Tell me down below. Okay, my lovies, well, it's showtime. Yay, hooray. Turn this baby off, and ooh, Nelly, that's hot. Okay. It is all golden brown and delicious. You can see that crust. Yes, thank you for your input, Pigs. You can see that crust all around the outside. Now the inside is just it's got just the tiniest amount of jiggle in it. And remember I said that it very well may sink. Don't be disturbed by that. That's just part of the process. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and get this cooling. Get this on a little wire rack because it's after 9 o'clock. It's past my bedtime. It's pumpkin time. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. And then once it is thoroughly cooled, I am going to put this powdered sugar all over the top of it, slice it up, and look at these precious. Melissa just came in. She went to the dollar store, and these were $1.25 over at Dollar Tree. Look at these little tins. Cookies for Santa for $1.25. These are a decent size. They had ones that were a little bit bigger, ones that were a little bit smaller. This one has snowmen. Look how cute that is for $1.25. That's precious. Anyhow, she filled this one with fudge. There's a couple good pounds in there for her potluck tomorrow. And we're going to load this one up with the St. Louis butter gooey cake. Yeah, I don't care what you call it. Just don't call me late for a slice. Yay, hooray. All right, bring it back. When I get this all sugared up, like it doesn't have enough sugar with the 4 cups of powdered sugar in there, we're going to add some more. We're going to shoot the moon. Anyhow, I'm not going to be eating this, but I am going to be making some diabetic-friendly cookies towards the end of the week. I've just got to pick up one special ingredient, and I'm not quite sure where to get that. So I'm going to have to, put my eagle eyes on and scope some things out. Anyhow, this smells absolutely fantastic. And whether you're adding the vanilla or if you add a little squeeze of lemon or lemon extract, this is super good. I have also made this with a chocolate cake mix, and I'll tell you right now, that didn't hurt one bit, not one. Okay, so I don't know if it shows up on video or not, but it has slightly fallen in the middle, and it's golden brown and delicious. It needs to fully set and come to room temperature, but that is perfectly normal, including the cracks. It's going to be delicious, and the powdered sugar will just be the cherry on top. Yay, hooray. Okay, so I've had the overhead fan on to cool this off, and it looks terrific. Yay, hooray, it's all set. And I'm just going to go ahead and slice these with this pizza cutter, because I think that makes the easiest and the best slices. This one's super sharp. And I'm just going to go all the way through, and I'm going to cut them into big pieces. Yep, just like that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yippee skippy. Still just the tiniest bit gooey, but that's okay. That's what makes it a gooey cake. All right. Got my little bit of leftover powdered sugar. And let's go ahead. I've got a little sieve over here. And then just go ahead and shake this on. Getting all kinds of good coverage on this. It's gonna be super delicious. That's just a little cherry right on top. Yay, hooray. Got all my dishes put away. Got all my mess cleaned up. Got everything spick and span. All right. Think those look fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and let these continue to set up. I've got the tin all ready. And, yeah, before she goes to work, I'll just go ahead and load up her tin for her. Get her lunch all set. Get her out on her way. And, yeah, these are terrific. This was one of my mom's most requested go-to items. She loved it. She had about 10 different copies of this recipe. I'll include one of her photos of this recipe right over here. Yeah. Anyhow, be good, be careful, look both ways. I'll see you next time. And St. Louis butter gooey cake for one of our family holiday traditions. It's a very shorty Christmas. See you next time. Bye now.